All right, this is it. You've gone through this entire process of finding suppliers, of contacting suppliers, of communicating with them, maybe spending late nights, talking to them on Skype or, messaging them or chatting with them. You've placed, orders for samples and received those samples and tested them and tried them out, and then you followed up with suppliers and you negotiated with them, and eventually you decided on one supplier, and now you're ready to move forward with them, and now you're at this very position of placing your mass production order. First of all, I commend you and I congratulate you that you've gotten to this point. This is really where it gets real. I mean, you've gone through, product selection, supplier selection. Now you're ready to place this order and really get your business underway. So how do you place your mass production order? First, you never pay the full amount up front. Never, ever, ever pay the full amount up front. Generally, the arrangement is 30% upfront deposit and 70% after production is complete before shipping. So before they begin production, you give them 30% upfront, and then once they are done with production, you give them the remaining 70%, and then they ship the products to you or to Amazon FBA. You want to request pictures of the final goods before making the remaining 70% payment. So once they say to you, hey, we're done with production, we need the 70% payment, make sure you even tell them ahead of time, hey, we'll need pictures of not only the product, right? So the final product, make sure that they send you multiple angles of one product, okay? And also request images or pictures of the boxes in which they have all of those products. Okay, so those are the two things. Number one, request different angles of one product that they've produced. Out of, let's say, the 500, just take one product and have different angles, pictures of that product. Secondly, have the whole batch, have an image or request a picture of the entire batch of products, the entire batch of inventory before making that remaining 70% payment. Always use the supplier's shipping account. This has been implied before or previously. Basically, you don't want to tell the supplier, hey, don't charge me shipping, I'll figure out shipping on my own, or, I'll, go through one of these other companies or whatever. Honestly, the simplest thing, the quickest thing is to just use their shipping account, not only because it's simpler and easier, but also because it's cheaper. Right? They are major manufacturing companies. They have much cheaper rates from China with companies like DHL, UPS, FedEx. So even if you try to go about it, on your own, you probably wouldn't be able to find cheaper rates than what they have with those companies anyway. Now, with regards to payment methods, I recommend doing a direct bank or wire transfer. That's what I've used every single time with every one of my suppliers. Depending on what bank you have, Bank of America, whatever, wherever you're located, you may be charged, a small fee for doing the bank or wire transfer. But in my opinion, it's the safest way to go because, the bank, again, you are a customer of the bank, so they're going to make sure that you are, the transaction is fully secured, everything is as it should be before they actually, do it. And if there are any issues, then you can go back to the bank and they'll sort it out. Okay, so that's why I recommend doing a direct bank or wire transfer every time, even though you may need to pay, let's say, a few dollars to get that done. That's what I've used every time, and I've had no issues whatsoever with the bank, with the payment, or with the supplier. Stay on your supplier's back until they ship the inventory and provide you with a tracking number. So sometimes what happens is that you make the 70% remaining payment, and the production is done. Obviously, they've sent you the images and you've made the payment. Now all that's left is that they need to ship your products. Make sure constantly communicate with them and push them to ship that inventory as soon as possible, right? Don't let them delay a day or 2 or 3 days, right? There's no point of that. Just tell them, hey, please, provide me with the tracking number as soon as possible. Once you push them and once they ship it and they give you that tracking number, then you're good. Okay, but you just want to make sure and stay on them until they actually do that and until they actually provide you with a tracking number and you're 100% certain that they have shipped your inventory.